Here at breakfast at Wimbledon.
Because I have a feeling you're about to.
First ever Grand Slam final between two players born in the 90s. That's what we have today.
I had kids born in the 80s.
There you go. Up on what has been a remarkable second week on so many fronts. So, Chrissy, what's your big takeaway from what you've seen here the last few days at the All England Club? And speaking of changing of the guard, the two young upstarts yesterday were put in their place for the moment.
There you go. That's exactly what I was saying. Not so fast. Okay, you got a little work to do. Final. We got, excuse me, we got some problems.
Yeah. Listen, there is plenty of motivation on both sides there. The seven-time champ and a guy, Djokovic, a champion who has really struggled recently in Grand Slam finals. Both of them would dearly love a title tomorrow. But let's get to the business of today.
Or flowers.
Right. Interesting look today, too, speaking of breaking news, of the Wimbledon type only. And that's always the list comes out who's going to be in the royal box, right? So we have to see. So today, you know, among Hollywood types, we have Keira Knightley, and we know that Jeannie Bouchard has some celebrity fans, but a lot of people wanted to see if a particular royal was going to be here today, and she is. I mean, she's a very, very interesting person.
She tweets Justin.
Yeah, she does. I'm sorry that you know, we want to deliver to you over breakfast. So while we take a break and let you hit the pastries and the strawberries here, when we come back, more on Bouchard, who has really been a citizen of the world with fans from all over the globe who've adopted the young Canadian. Kvitova back for another shot at the title. What is it like to be back in the Wimbledon final? It was like when you won Wimbledon. What are your thoughts about that time? The last 2 years, about how difficult it is to get back to a final. You've had a couple of semifinals that you've lost, the last two that you've been in. So what have you learned in the process? Before you go out, when you're feeling the nerves, how do you calm yourself down?
I can't, really. I'm
to win a second Wimbledon, what would that mean to you? Well, we wish you the best of luck in Wimbledon final number 2, Petra Kvitova. Thank you. 9 times here at Wimbledon. So how does it begin?
Well, it begins with the attendant coming to collect you from the ladies' locker room, and then you walk out here, and this is the royal box area where, you know, you kind of out of the corner of your eye hope that you get a glimpse of royalty. As I walk down the steps, you know, you sort of, at the bottom of the steps, you get a glimpse of, you walk onto center court. It just gets you thinking.
I can't imagine everything going through your mind.
But it's good. Distraction, because you're not maybe thinking about the match as much.
And then when you were playing, didn't you actually have to be in a room for a few minutes with your opponent?
Where the all-white rule is set in play, because a couple of like one time I had red ruffles on my bloomers, and I had to go right back up to the locker room and change them.
Wow, did you really?
Yeah, I had red ruffles, sorry.
You rebel.
Maybe. My dress would cover the court. Well, you walk out here and you feel the sun, and you hope.
Be a tennis player. When I saw all those girls going crazy when Borg came out of the locker room,
like, this
that
is awesome.
moment, I said, please, help me make it if there's a God up there.
All right, you made that walk 5 times, which happened the next year.
But it didn't happen.
Right. Well, so was it overwhelming to go out there for the first time in a final? I mean, as confident as you were, because I'm thinking about, you know, Jeannie Bouchard today, and she has every expectation to win, but, you know, Petra Kvitova has been there before. What's it like the first time you walk out there?
How you react.
Coming up on Breakfast at Wimbledon, it's Novak and Federer.